Chances are you may have noticed this photo of this man, Bernie Sanders, cropping up on social media over the past week. So Bernie Sanders is an American politician who was photographed attending the presidential inauguration in America, and for some reason everybody thought it was hilarious and that they wanted to superimpose this image everywhere across social media in different memes and all kinds of funny images. So let me show you some examples. So in terms of art history, we have this Raphael School of Athens image. So you can see Bernie Sanders there sitting in the middle. Then we have Surat Sunday afternoon. There is Bernie Sanders sitting in the middle of the park there with all of these people around him. Then we have an Edward Hooper famous painting, the Munch Scream, which is another famous art painting. There's Bernie Sanders. Yeah, and then things from modern culture. So Van Gogh. More famous photography, Lunch on a Skyscraper. This one, I don't even know what this is about, but it looks like he's having a bit of a princess treatment. Jennifer Aniston posted about Bernie Sanders, and there he is sitting with the cast of Friends on the famous couch. We have another Van Gogh, the Van Gogh chair. So they've actually this time taken out his chair altogether and they've placed him sitting on the Van Gogh chair. He's been in The Lion King, and he's been like a giant sitting on buildings. He's also the Botticelli Birth of Venus. So he's been in Forrest Gump sitting on the bench, and also in Sex and the City. And there's Friends again, with Edward from the Twilight books. He's a very disgruntled guy sitting at a trade show selling stickers or something. And Game of Thrones, and more art. Here's a Renoir, so Impressionist paintings. And of course, Conor McGregor. I don't think he was expecting Bernie Sanders to defeat him at the weekend. So what I'm going to show you is how people have gone about creating these images. Is how to superimpose one part of a photo onto another, or how to pick up one photo and place it into another one. So this photo of Bernie Sanders has been going viral over the last week since the presidential inauguration, and what people have done is they've superimposed his image into loads of different imagined scenarios. Today what I'm going to show you how to do is how maybe people went about doing that. I'm going to show you how to use the select tool, which if you just have a look where my cursor is, the select tool, if you click on the box, you'll see you get a drop down menu, so you can do rectangle or ellipse. Then you have the next button down is the Lasso tool. So this is another tool that you can use to pick up parts of your image. So we're just going to use the first one there today, just the Lasso tool. And then the next tool down, it's we're going to click into this box and go down to the magic wand. That's another tool that we're going to use today. So those three buttons. So if you click on the rectangle select, I'm just going to give you an example. If you just drag a box like this, what you could do is, I'm just going to press the back key, and you can delete part of your photos. But obviously we just have a blank background there, so you know, we don't want a photo with just gaps in it. So to press undo, I press Command and Z on my laptop, and then there we have the picture back to normal. So that's one thing that you could do. Or if you wanted to say, you could copy his face, so Command C, or you could go Edit copy, and edit, paste. So then you can see in our layers there that there is another layer has popped up. So we've pasted something onto the background. What did we paste? We pasted the area that we had selected. So if you wanted to do loads of, if you wanted to replicate one part of an image, you could do that loads of times. Okay, so I'm going edit and paste, or all of the shortcut keys are there. So if you want to start using shortcut keys, like I've been saying, Command and V for paste. Okay, so you can do whichever way you want, going into the menu or just pressing the command keys on your laptop. So we're going to undo that, and we're just back to the normal picture now. We just have one layer, which is our background layer. So I want to do something where, imagine that we want to have a photo where that man's legs aren't standing there. So we'll just zoom in to get up to those legs. You could use the 3 different tools that I pointed out at the beginning to do this, but I'm going to choose the magic wand tool. So the magic wand tool picks up a group of pixels, and what you can do with your magic wand is you can change the tolerance. Okay, so I'm just going to show you different examples of how the tolerance affects. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to start that bit again. The person's legs that I've selected there, let's say, okay, I don't want to have that selection anymore, so I'm going to deselect that selection. So I press Command D, or I could go Select, Deselect. Okay, so we'll pick up our magic wand again. Let's say this time the tolerance was, okay, a medium tolerance. So this tolerance is quite high, okay, because when I click on his legs, it doesn't just pick up his legs, but it also picks up a huge amount extra. Okay, so there's too much tolerance there. So I'm going to go Command D for deselect. Okay, I'm deselecting that. I'm going to reduce the tolerance of the magic wand. So I'll bring it down to 28. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so if I wanted to move those legs out of the way, I could, but look, it's left all of this black bits there. So what I need to do is I need to add these black bits into my selection. So I'm staying with my magic wand, and up here in the corner we have Unite. So you go along the menu there and you make sure that's selected. I'm going to hold down my finger on the Shift button, and I'm going to click the bits that I want to add to my selection. Okay, and okay, so we're going to make this man's legs disappear, so it's going to be like as if he was never there. So you could obviously just delete that, but that looks like pretty obvious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go edit, fill, and then you have an option. Okay, what do you want to fill this space with? You can fill it with the foreground. So your foreground is the color that's there, so red, and you can change. Obviously, you can change your color selection. Do you want to change fill this space with the foreground color? Red? No. Do you want to fill it with the background color? Black? No. Do you want to fill it with black, gray, or white? No. I'm going to select content aware. So this is the computer being really smart. It knows what's in the background. I'm going to click OK, and it's going to do its best to make it look like that space there. It matches up whatever you've taken away with what's going on in the background already. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on how complicated the work is for the computer. But I mean, that looks okay to me. For today's lesson, I think we'll leave it at that. So now what I need to do is I need to get Bernie Sanders out of this photo and just have him like a sticker that we can move around. So for this I would recommend the Lasso tool. So if you click on the Lasso tool, zoom in quite a bit, I'd say. The reason I'm not using the magic wand tool for this, I mean you could if you wanted to, but I feel like if you look at him, so think of him as a photo as opposed to a person. There are areas where it's very dark, areas where it's very light, loads of different pattern here. So he might be quite complicated for the magic wand tool to pick up selections. If he was made up of loads of big block areas of color, I'd say yeah, use the magic wand. But for this one, I'm gonna go around the edge of his outline with the Lasso tool. So I've clicked the Lasso tool and I'm basically tracing around him. You can take your time with this. Okay, so now I've come up to a corner and I need to zoom out. So what I'm going to do is basically a Lasso selection has to be a circle. Sorry, not a circle, but it has to join up at the end. So I'm just gonna that's how much of him I got. Okay, so you can see there this little dotted line. That's the bit that I selected of him. So, but I obviously I need to get his legs as well. So I leave the selection there that I've already mapped out. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my finger down on the shift button and I'm going to add to that selection. Okay, so just tracing around him. Okay, and then those bits have joined up. That selection is joined up. Now we're getting down to his feet and his legs. We're quite lucky actually because his chair is very dark and the background is very light, so there's a big contrast there, and that makes it easier to use the tools like the magic wand. So I'm going to use the magic wand just to do the chair and his feet. Again, I don't want to lose this selection that I've just spent so much time mapping out. So what I'm going to do is put my finger down on the shift button again, and I'm going to click on the chair. Okay, so it's figured it out where all the chair bits are. I'm going to add in this part of his shoe, and okay, so I'm just clicking and clicking and it just keeps adding those bits. So I think that looks pretty good. You can go around his outline again and just check that you've got everything that you wanted. Okay, there's a few bits here that I missed. Okay, so you can spend as much time as you want on that. So then let's just say, for example, when I was going over, let's just say when I was doing his arm there, and I'm going to add to that selection. Okay, so let's just say I picked up some of the background in my selection, but I actually didn't mean to pick that up, and I was just being a bit sloppy when I was going over his outline. So I need to get rid of this out of my selection. So what I'm going to do is hover over the circles here. So when you have this one, the first one selected, replace, that means that you can add to his selection when you put your finger on the shift button. But if you want to take away from the selection, then you press subtract. So I don't have to hold down any buttons at all. So I just press I just do a loop with subtract, and that's taking away from the selection. So you can even see like up here, I have added in some of the background there, which was it wasn't exactly a perfect job. So I can take some of that wall away. Also, I left out some of his jacket there. So if that was really important, I could add that back in. So what I do is I switch back to the replace and put my finger down on the shift button, and I'm adding that now into his shape. Okay, so now we have him all selected. Make sure that none of the bits in between the chair are gonna come with the image. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll go edit, copy, and then we can edit and paste them into another image. Or if you want to, what I can do is I can just delete the background. So how do I delete the background? So we have Bernie Sanders all selected here. We've spent ages working on it, and so now I go select and I say inverse. So instead of having him all selected, we've actually selected everything in the photo apart from him. So you can see the selection box has moved to the borders of the photo. Okay, I'm just going to press the back button to delete, and then everything has been deleted. Okay, so if you prefer to do that step before we move on to another photo, you can do that. Now I'm going to click my rectangular select. I'm going to copy him, edit, copy, and now I'm going to bring him into a new photo. So I have some backgrounds here that I have downloaded from the internet, and I've just opened them up in Photopea. So here's a photo of O'Connell Street, and I'm going to stick Bernie Sanders in here. So I go edit, paste, and then there he is. So you can drag and drop him wherever you want. He actually looks like a good size for that photo. So there he is. But if I wanted to make him bigger, go edit, free transform. Okay, and you can make him bigger or smaller. And again, if you want to keep the photo of him in proportion, hold down your finger on the shift button again, and you can make him bigger or smaller. Okay, so he looks like a good size there. Okay, and just remember, every time you change the size of a photo, or if you place a photo into another one, you have to click the accept button, which is the tick button up here. Okay, so that's O'Connell Street. Then what else do we have? So Among Us, imposter. So let's just say we want to take out this character here, and we want to put Bernie Sanders into this image. What I'm going to do is just select that character, and then I go edit. I'm going to fill that space with content aware. This should be an easy enough job for the computer to do because there isn't a lot going on in the background. It's quite generic. Okay, so now we're going to stick Bernie Sanders in here, and look what's happened. He's way too big. Sorry, trying to zoom in there, not out. And so I'll make him smaller. Edit, free transform, and hold my finger down on the shift button. And there he is. Okay, so he's our imposter. And then, okay, so I'm happy with that, and I have to click my confirm tick here again, which does get really annoying, but you just have to click that every time you're finished. Now I have one more photo, this one. Okay, so another Among Us photo. Again, I'm just going to select this, edit, fill, content aware. Just have to wait a second, and paste in Bernie Sanders. Oh, sorry. Free transform. Hold my finger down on the shift button, make them smaller, and move them into the photo. So you can see, like if you wanted to be really a perfectionist about this one, along on the side of his sleeve there is a lot of white sticking out. So if I wanted to take that off, what I could do is maybe use the eraser tool. So here's your eraser tool. Make sure I have highlighted the Bernie Sanders layer, not the background, and just check the size of your eraser. Here we go. So I'm going to go for quite a small one, I think. No, that's too small. And okay. So I can just remove all of this white. Okay, because that's kind of giving it away, the fact that it's been cut out of another photo. So you can just take all that white out. You can obviously take a bit of time over this if you want it to look good. And there you go.